Lions TV, this is a post-match analysis video for yesterday's 3-1 home defeat to Barnsley. Tough one to swallow, especially after the last time we played them. I think that's the last 5 now. We haven't got a result against them, so bit of a bogey team for us, considering not even going to Oakwell and just telling them they can have the 3 points. But listen, as I said at full time yesterday, one bad performance out of the last 11. I was amazed, to be honest, at some people getting on the players' backs, getting on Harris's back. If you've got to get a little bit of perspective here. Look back to where he was, just so you know. Just going to show you, this is where we was at this stage last season. We're moving forward as a club, and yesterday, listen, everyone has a bad day. Everything went wrong for me yesterday. From I got there late to my phone battery died. It was a bad day on and off the pitch, all round for everyone. Let's not dwell on it. We've got an international break now, and then we'll go back into a London derby against Brentford. But let's take a look at the 11 to start the game. In goal, Jordan Archer looked a bit shaky to me yesterday. Conor McLaughlin has been solid throughout the season, but again, a couple of times yesterday he got caught out for a couple of the goals. James Meredith at left back. Sean Hutchinson and Byron Webster at centre defence. Ryan Tunnicliffe played in the centre with George Saville. I think that made a massive difference to us. I'll cover that in a minute. Aidan O'Brien on the left, Jed Wallace on the right. And up front, the return of Lee Gregory and Steve Morrison, our Wembley winner, hero, and one of the main reasons we got promoted last season. Let's not forget that. And show me any 34-year-old that can play 3 games in a week. We've had other suspensions and injuries in the same position, and I'll take me out of tomorrow. I think he's done well. Crowd giving him shit yesterday, mentioning no names. Some people I might know, but he responds to it, and I've heard Harris responded to some stuff as well. I think they're well within their rights, to be honest. If I'm totally honest, they're well within their rights. People screaming and shouting at them. If this happens 10 games in a row, then I think some people got to start a case. And last season I was guilty of it because I felt that we should be burying teams at home like Chesterfield. We should be burying teams at home like MK Dons. We shouldn't be going away to Swindon and not having a shot in 90 minutes. A team that ended up getting relegated. So, but it's looking at levels now. It's looking at perspective and how far we have come. The teams we're up against, the budgets they've got, the sheer structure of the teams. We're punching well above in them terms. So, if you looked at the start of the season, we would be 13th after 11 games. I don't know one person that probably wouldn't have took that. Again, it's fine margins yesterday. The game could have ended very, very differently. Lee Gregory gets the ball with his back to goal. He turns the defender, he holds him off well, and he pokes straight at the goalkeeper from not even 6 yards. So, he's been out through suspension. He might have been a bit rusty, but any other day, 9 times out of 10, you're expecting Gregory to bury that. That puts us 1-0 up, and it sets us still out for the whole game. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Ball across over to the right-hand side there. Left winger cuts down the wing. He crosses it back, and the sort of ball gets in between Meredith and Hutchinson. They can't really decide who's supposed to be marking him, and bang, it's 1-0. But we respond almost immediately. Lee Gregory gets hauled down for a penalty, and I hold my hands up at the time. I said Stonewall penalty. I was wondering why that their fans have protested and why their manager ended up getting sent to the stands over it, because I thought they want to count themselves lucky. They should be down to 10 men. I've watched it back this morning. I don't think it was a penalty. I think he got the ball. You can see the way the ball changes direction, but there you go. It was a penalty. They didn't get a man sent off, which, in fairness, was justice served. We equalised 1-1. Come out the second half, we just didn't get going, did we, yesterday? It just didn't happen for us. It's just one of them days, and this will happen. The best teams in the world lose football matches. Second goal, it's another crossfield ball. It goes over McLaughlin's head. It gets tied between trying to keep his eye on the man and watching the ball, and he sort of does neither. The guy gets in behind him. Ball across. Geezer taps it in. It's a weak goal, and it's not the goalkeeper's fault, but if my goalkeeper gets 2 hands on the ball, I'm expecting him to push it out. I feel Archer could have done better for a second, but in hindsight, he made a couple of good saves as well, didn't he? So, won't be too harsh on him. And then the penalty, Shane Ferguson brings down their guy. It's 3-1. It's game over. But another couple of things I took out yesterday's game is how much we're going to miss Williams. He's a massive miss for me, the Wand. He's going to be out for 3 to 4 months, I'm hearing. He's kicked us in the nuts, really, at a time when our central midfield partnership was absolutely flying. Saville didn't look as good yesterday without Williams by his side. That's to be expected. He probably hasn't had any game time with Tunnicliffe at all. Ryan Tunnicliffe, I said yesterday, I wasn't being harsh to him. He seems like a championship version of Callum Butcher. We haven't seen a lot of him. 10 minutes here and there, comes in and just holds, just sort of to sustain at the end of a game almost a lead that we're trying to protect or a point. But for me, he's obviously got a nice passing range and he's played at a top level. So he's obviously a great player. Coming up in the Brentford game, London derby, we've got to fight 2 for now for the point, possible 3. I'll go for Ben Thompson all day long, centre midfield. Tomo's head must be ready to explode because he's up for a game more than anyone I've ever seen anyway. So when it comes to a London derby against Brentford and the games when he hasn't been playing at all, I'd love to see Tomo start in central midfield with Saville. That'll really give Saville licence to bomb on a bit more because as we know, Tomo will sit and just break play out and be just a tenacious little 5'5" lunatic that he is. But yeah, back down to earth after the dizzy heights of Norwich and Leeds at home. It's going to happen. We've got one of the best home records in English football, so everyone's going to lose games occasionally. It's just how we bounce back. I'll keep the VTs coming, weekly roundups, hopefully a Lions Lounge, might even do a Morrowgate VT. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.